Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Today I'm sipping on an oolong. Oolong has got to be, like, as a whole category, one of my very favorites, and this is one from my Sip Spy box, which, if you haven't heard of Sip Spy, it's a tea subscription service. I'm not sponsored or anything, like, yeah, not sponsored. It's just that that's where I get a lot of my teas from. So you happen to hear me mention it quite often. I'm just looking at like the little note card for it, and there's no way I can even attempt to pronounce this tea, but I'll link it in the description box if I can find it online. Oh, it smells so good. It smells really, really floral. So with oolong, you can get like a roasted oolong or more of a green oolong. This is definitely a very, very light green oolong, no like roasty toasty flavor, just green and floral, and honestly, very delicious. That is hitting the spot. I'm trying to find a spot to put it so I won't knock it over. I've done that before, and it was a sad thing. Okay, so today I need to go through a bunch of my empties with you guys. My little empties bag thing is full. I was looking ahead at the videos I wanted to do this month, and I had a couple empty spots, and then I realized, oh boy, I have a bunch of empties. I always like to start with makeup in my empties videos, so let's start with that first. At the end, I will have a total dollar amount of everything used up for you. So let's just get started. I have a primer here. This is a mini from Tarte. This is the Quench Hydrating Primer. I felt like this didn't do anything that a normal face moisturizer would do. Honestly, hydrating primers for me, that's all they are, is face moisturizers. I don't feel like you need to buy a hydrating primer if you have a face moisturizer that you like. So this would be a pass for me. Oh my goodness, at long last, I finished this Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. This has been in my project pan for a year and a half, and there is some product still clinging to the sides, but I can't get it out, so this is being counted as an empty. I used this almost every day for a year and a half. I couldn't believe how long this little bottle lasted, and if this wasn't discontinued, I would repurchase it. Sad day. I finished up a powder, so this was a mini from Pure. This is the 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 15 in the shade Light. Goodness, a super long name. I don't think I'm gonna go out and buy a full size of this, but if it came my way somehow by means of a sale or something, I think I would. Oh, there's a hair stuck to it. I would try it again. I didn't feel like it emphasized any dryness or texture. I really enjoyed buffing it into my skin. I felt like it had kind of a nice, almost satin finish. There was a few times I went overboard with it and my face, it was too much, but usually just a light buffing into the skin, and I thought it looked really nice. I didn't get a ton of coverage with it. I did use it on like my no makeup days, and I thought it helped even out skin tone and texture, but yeah, in order for it to get real coverage, I felt like it looked a bit heavy. Here's a mascara I finished up. This is from Wander Beauty. This is the Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. When I first opened this, I hated it. I thought it did nothing. It was super dry. I would try and put it on and it would do nothing. But somehow, after being open for a month, it kind of started becoming really great, and I really enjoyed it for the rest of the time I had it open. My notes for this, it says that it was nice and black. It both volumizes and separates, but it doesn't really lengthen. A nice curved wand, which I'll show you. So it's not super curved, a little bit curved. And I put that I don't trust it on the bottom lashes, but it does fine on the upper. And I meant that in terms of smudging. If I put it on my bottom lashes, I would get some smudging, but it actually did okay on my upper lashes and not transferring by the end of the day. Also, I put down that it was really buildable. You could make it super light and, you know, the whole no makeup lashes look, or you could build it and make it look more dramatic. And by the end, I wanted to reach for this quite often. So yeah, I ended up really enjoying it, and I would use it again, but I wouldn't pay full price. I have a liquid eyeliner from Sugar. This is the Wingman Waterproof Micro Liner in the shade I'll Be Black. This did not work for me. I need to have something that is extremely easy to use in terms of for my partially hooded eyes. My eyes need something where it's not going to cause any dragginess or skippiness, and even when I first opened this didn't do it for me. I think the only wet liner like this, like a felt tip or a marker tip, anything like this, marker that has worked for me, is the one from, well, it's KVD now, but back in the day, Kat Von D. I think it's the Tattoo Liner. I think that's the only one I've ever used that worked for my hooded eyes. I'm sure there's more out there, but anyway, this was not one of them. I used a sample of the Yensa BC concealer. This is the shade Light Neutral. I like the Yensa concealer. I like it just as much as the foundation. Just like with any concealer, if I used too much under my eyes, it definitely settled into the fine lines. But if I, used it thoughtfully and placed it in the spots I wanted and blended it out, it was beautiful. Just lovely. I got this as a sample through Ipsy. I would totally try it again. Here's another little mini. Man, everything's covered in hair. Dog hair, cat hair, my hair. It's everywhere. Okay, so this is from the Balm. This is the Balm Jour Creamy Lip Stain. This is the shade Konnichiwa. I love this, and honestly, this being gone is leaving a big gaping hole in my stash because I realized I don't have any peach colored lip products at the moment. And I'm kind of dedicated to not buying lip products until the end of the year, so I'm not going to go out and replace this right away, but I would absolutely have this one in my stash. I really like it because it's a peachy color, but it's also on the nude side, so it's not super peachy, but I consider it more of a summery color for me personally. But it worked with a lot of looks, and I love the formula because, like it says in the name, it is a lip stain, but it's creamy, so it doesn't cause any uncomfortableness or drying or cracking. But as it wears away, as that creaminess wears away, it has stained your lips that really pretty color. So yeah, I really like this. One more makeup product. So this is from Olay. This is the Whip Ultimate primer, but it's also a sunscreen, and that's honestly how I use my sunscreens anyway, is I use them as primers. But since this was specifically formulated to be a primer, it had a really fun, interesting texture. It probably had a lot of silicone in it, I don't know, but I really enjoyed the texture. It moved over the face super smoothly and blended in extremely easily. There was no rubbing needed with this stuff. It just very nicely worked into the skin, and I felt like it did do some smoothing priming action with this. That's one of the reasons why I really liked it. Also, it wasn't intensely glowy. A lot of sunscreens give me too much glow, which I really have a problem with filming. This one was more on the satin side. It wasn't glowy or matte. And I got this off the clearance section at Ulta, and I would totally use this again if I could find it on sale. Full price. This is more on the spendy side for me, but I really enjoyed it. Let's talk about a couple of hair care products. So I used up both the shampoo and conditioner of the Living Proof Full Conditioner. It's supposed to weightlessly hydrate and then add body and volume. I didn't notice enough of a difference for these to be worth the price, and I really don't have much else to say about them. They worked like shampoo and conditioner do, so I would not spend the money on these again. Something that was unexpectedly really good. I had a friend declutter her stash, and she gave me this DP Hue ACV. It's an apple cider vinegar hair rinse. You use this in place of your shampoo and conditioner. It does both, which really, anytime something says shampoo and conditioner, I'm always like, yeah, right. My whole life I've had longer hair, and I've never ever trusted something to properly condition my hair when it also shampoos your hair. But this is really something. It made my hair really soft, and it detangled, and it also like removed oils. Like this was really cool. It's supposed to cleanse your hair and scalp without stripping the natural oils. I really enjoyed it. If this came my direction, I would want to try it again. I feel like this is kind of an expensive thing. I need to look it up and see, but yeah, I like this. Here's the other product I like. This is from, okay, so when I look at this, I see Eva NYC, but I heard someone else call it Eva NYC, which at first I laughed. I was like, Eva, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe they're right. So guys, is it Eva or Eva? If it's Eva, that is fantastic. Anyway, this is the Freshen Up Dry Shampoo. I think I do like this better than the regular Batiste. Yeah, I would use it again. This is a little bit of a spoiler from one of my project pans. I'm moving into skincare now, but I finished off this Pixie Skin Treat Rose Oil Blend. I get really nervous about putting oils on my face. I've just gotten more sensitive over the years. So this I ended up using in the bath. I put a dropper full or two just in the bath, and it made it smell really good, like rose. And honestly, my skin felt really hydrated when I got out of the tub. It made it kind of a luxurious experience just taking a bath. So this was nice. I'm not gonna go out and repurchase it, but I did like it. This is a sample from Gold Fade and MD. This is the Solution Pure Start Gentle Detoxifying Facial Cleanser. I didn't notice anything special about this. I use it as my nightly cleanser along with my oil cleanser, and this, yeah, it was a cleanser. I didn't notice anything to mention about it. Ooh, here's one I really disliked. So this is a sample of the Yvette Fresh Clean Coconut Mild Foam Cleanser. What I disliked so much about it was the scent. Oh, it smells like detergent. Really, really high grade, like industrial detergent, or really, really cheap hotel soap, hand soap. Like, ooh, I did not enjoy putting that on my face. Oh my goodness, here's something I loved so much. This came in a FabFitFun box. This is from Algenist. This is a complete eye renewal balm. I scraped it clean. I loved it. And the reason why I liked it was because it was a super, super thin cream. And when it comes to eye creams, I get paranoid about what's it called? Is it milia? The little white bumps that you can get on your face from wearing too heavy of a moisturizer. And it especially can happen when you use eye creams since the skin here is so thin. So I really, really liked how this was really moisturizing, but also very, very thin. You needed a tiny amount of this. So this lasted me a really long time. I have a feeling it's expensive. I haven't looked it up yet, but I would absolutely use this again. I don't think I would probably pay full price for it, but I would keep on the lookout for it at TJ Maxx. I feel like I've seen this brand there. So yeah, I'll be looking for it. Lastly, I have a sample, not lastly, I have one more thing after this. I have a sample of this Curel Dry Skin Therapy Hydra Silk Moisturizer. I actually didn't get to use this at all. My husband pulled this out of my body butter stash, and he used it for any spot he had with chafing in the summer, and he said it worked. It was very soothing, so that's something. This worked for him. Okay, lastly, I used up I used up 4 sheet masks. And none of these were anything really special. If you've used sheet masks, you know that there's like a definite difference between the very expensive ones and the, I don't know, normal ones. These I feel like fall into the more normal category, although I feel like the Cream Shop ones were the nicest. I used to use them a lot, like almost every day I would use a sheet mask. I was always buying packs of them at TJ Maxx and things, but as I said, my skin has gotten a little more sensitive. I try not to put so much stuff on it all the time, so I work through them a lot slower than I used to. Okay, that is it for this time. I'm going to put here on the screen how much product in terms of dollar value I used up this time. I always enjoy adding that up. It's very satisfying, and I like to keep track of it until the end of the year for the big year-long total of all the stuff I used up. Make sure and let me know down in the comments if you've tried any of these products and what you thought of them. Oh my goodness, this tea has cooled down a little bit, and I feel like that is when oolong tea is the best. It has the best flavor when it's still warm, but not hot. Oh my goodness, it's good. Everyone have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!